Just really proud of the team, and many of you sitting here know the story. And a couple weeks ago, we were at a as some of my sons say, a dark place, and it was tough. And the guys last week in Hoover, found themselves, and came out on the other side, and played great baseball there, and I think gave us a lot of momentum coming in here, and we just played really well this weekend. I mean, that's it in a nutshell. In all phases, from pitching to defense. I don't think we made an error the entire weekend. I think we in 3 games gave up maybe 7-8 runs, and of course scored a ton of runs, and just proud the way our guys competed. Another thing that I want to make sure that I say is just so proud and thankful, that I'm part of a program where the fan base is just it's amazing. For these guys to be able to play in front of 30,000 people over 3 games, it's really neat. Just a great environment. And then lastly, to an administration that cares about baseball, that not only with facilities gives us every opportunity to succeed, but for events like this, it takes a lot of people. Nobody puts on a regional better than Ole Miss, and that's because the administration cares, and it trickles down from them to the ticket takers, the people working the parking lots. I mean, it's a first class event. So I'm just thankful for everybody that made this weekend happen.
Questions?
For both players, y'all haven't been to a super regional, and last year was tough. To be going there now, what's the feeling for y'all and the excitement level?
Yeah, I mean, just really proud of the team, how we played this weekend. We came out and took care of business, and I think we played about as well as we could, pitching, defense, and hitting, like Coach B said. But, I remember sitting at this table last year after we lost to Tennessee Tech, same spot. Not really a good feeling, really a dark feeling, knowing that everybody's going to leave, go to summer ball, get drafted, everything. It's a great feeling knowing that we got another weekend versus Arkansas. It's going to be a fun series, and I'm proud of the boys and excited to see what's coming.
Yeah, I know we talked about this a good bit over the last week. Is it kind of nice to put those Tennessee Tech conversations behind, a little vindication?
Yeah, it's a little bit of redemption now after it, but going into it, we didn't really use it that much. It was last season, completely different team. But for the guys like me and Cooper, some other guys that played last year and saw how it felt, we didn't want to feel that way again. So after the regional, it's definitely a good feeling, thinking back on that. But again, just really proud of how we fought this weekend and really proud of our team.
Mike, as far as preparation this week, it's a familiar opponent. What's the schedule like, and how do you get ready to head to head?
I think we'll talk a little bit, with the staff, here in a few minutes. But one, we'll find out what day we're playing. If it's Friday, Saturday, I don't think you guys know, right? It's announced tomorrow. Likely to take tomorrow off, just get in the weight room. Maybe some guys that didn't throw because we threw so well. There's some guys that didn't touch the mound. Make sure those guys are in line for next week. And then it just depends on what day we play. But physically, I think that the best thing you can do at this time of year is just to make sure that you're at your full energy, and the guys feel good. And so we'll make sure that we'll practice, but nothing too taxing this week.
You mentioned the dark place. Did you alter your message to the team? I mean, was there anything that was kind of a deal or what?
I don't know. I don't think so. You try as a coach, and the proverbial, you try to press the right buttons, and it seems like I pressed the wrong button for a long time. But we won that game, that Sunday game at Tennessee, or I guess the Saturday game, the final game. But I don't think that was it. We got to Hoover, and we pitched well. We were in some close games, and we were able to get a couple key hits. But somewhere along the line, somewhere at Hoover, you could tell there was a little different feeling in the dugout. And it wasn't like all of a sudden you exploded and scored 18 runs, but there was a different feeling. And that's what makes this game so difficult, but yet so great. to where, gosh, you can feel so bad, and then all of a sudden you can feel so good. And again, I'm proud that, because I've seen it, and it's happened here, where you don't get out of that dark place, and next thing you know, the season ends, and you wonder what the heck happened. But that's why I'm proud of these guys for hanging in there.
Thomas, you guys really started the game, focused, hitting hits, 3 straight hits to start the game. Was that how much of that was determination on your guys' part, and just did you sense something in the fact that they were a little bit pitching depleted?
Right. I went through the dugout before the game, talked to the guys in the lineup and the guys on the bench. The dugout guys, I said, we just got to jump on them from the start. I think, like you said, I didn't know how much pitching they had, but I think it's one of those games where if you go out there and set the tone, it can really help you out throughout the game. And the first pitch of the game, I just wanted to go out there and get a good pitch and put a good swing on it. But Gray, Tyler, all those guys after it, just the fact that we got 3 hits to start off the game, I think really just kind of scared them and showed us what our offense could do. And we didn't stop from the first pitch on, and I'm really proud of how the offense swung it today.
Mike, you called last year one of your worst days in baseball, and I know you said that hasn't motivated this year, but is it more satisfying to see a lot of the same guys from last year break through and put 2 sitting next to you?
Yeah, I don't know if satisfied, but just feel good. You've heard now from Thomas and me and Coop, the word proud. I think we're all proud. We're proud of one another. To me, I think I'm happy. The guys that were on last year's team, everybody deserves us, even the new guys. But the guys that were here last year deserve today. And deserve to finish their last games at Swayze Field like this. And so they couldn't wait. When we after the game they got out there, they wanted to go and touch the fans and go out in the student section. That's always a cool I think tribute to the fans. But I don't know if I've had a team that wanted to go out there like these guys did. So that was neat.
What was that celebration like? Going out there with the fans?
It was pretty cool. It was kind of a blur. We got out to right center field after we shaked Jacksonville State's hands, and I think we were all pretty antsy. Coach gave us a pretty quick message and started right by our dugout and started running. And as soon as the guys in right field saw us bolting out to right, they all just started jumping the fence and throwing their water up in the air. And it was a pretty cool moment. I definitely will never forget and cherish for the rest of my life. It was really special. And then obviously making our way all around the field, and I can't thank him enough. There's nothing like running out on a field to play the game you love with people that love to watch you play the game. So it's special.
For either of you guys, I know, Cooper, you talked about believing and how the belief changed when you were in Hoover and how that kind of bled into the dugout. It seems like this week you guys are just having a lot of fun playing baseball. What's kind of the energy in the dugout been like?
The energy is really good. I think it's pretty safe to say at this point that we feel like we're gonna win every game when we come to the ballpark. There's no doubt in my mind that we're gonna win every time we step on the field. And although we're heading into Super Regional, I feel like we have a lot of baseball to play. And the energy in the dugout's awesome. I mean, guys are locked in. Guys are enjoying it. Obviously, it's really fun to win. I think that's a big part of it. We're winning. We're playing well. But, it just goes to show guys like, Justin Bench, Fitzsimmons, guys coming off the bench, having good at-bats, guys like Green coming into the game, Broadway, throwing strikes, filling up the zone. It's all hands on deck right now, and we're a solid unit, and we're working well together.
Are you guys ever going to wear a uniform that's not powder blue?
Doesn't look like it at this point.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be a good idea.
Thomas, you kind of discovered your power stroke a little bit this weekend. Was there an adjustment there, or were you just kind of the right place?
Yeah, no mechanical adjustment, just took off the batting gloves. Me and Kevin Graham joke about it all the time. Take off the batting gloves, and wasn't swinging it too well. I was getting some hits there, but not a lot of power out of me. But just my last at bat versus Jacksonville State on Friday, I took off my batting gloves and hit a home run. So I took them off from there on, and I guess it guess it helped me out a little bit. But I guess the real thing is just the confidence we have in our lineup. Go out there, have confidence in your at bat because there's 8 other guys that can drive you in and knock you in. So just go out there and I think that's the belief that we have too. Is just the confidence, not necessarily belief. Just the other guys are going to pick you up. So go out there and play your game. You don't have to do anything super. Just go be you, and that's why you're here. And that's what the team we have.
Mike, is it nice, unlike Ryan last year, these guys will have some days to kind of enjoy the drought where you can get back on it and things like that?
Yeah, and I didn't even think about that, but you're right. What a tough moment that was. For Ryan to maybe your greatest baseball moment collides with maybe your worst baseball moment, and it's unfortunate. It's something that's in the talks, and something needs to be done because I'm sure somebody's playing tomorrow where that might happen again. But yeah, that'll be nice, for these guys to be able to sit back and watch that and listen to that, and because that's a special moment in their lives. So, obviously we're college baseball fans, and we love college baseball, but we know a lot of these guys are going to get that opportunity, and that's neat, and they should, and it's nice that this year they'll be able to enjoy that a little better, a little more.
Mike, do y'all watch the draft at all together in terms of rounds and stuff like that, or is it just a matter of getting the news?
Just getting the news. We've done it one time a long time ago with Pomerantz when he was going to be the top 5 pick. We actually had something scheduled with Ryan last year, but with the rain and everything, we had to cancel it because we knew there was more than likely we would be playing. So there's times that sometimes you do that, but you'll have to ask those guys individually.